The legendary fighter Retsu was gone just like that. Only in his very last moment did Retsu truly understand what it felt like to be cut down by a blade. His body had been cleaved in two at the waist by Musashi. But in his final moments, all he could think about was his own mistake. The instant he was sent flying into the air, his grip on the blade had slipped without him even realizing it. That one mistake was what let Musashi's sword fly free. By the time he snapped back to reality and tried to neutralize the attack, Musashi's blade had already found its way deep into his body. He could feel every inch of the cut tearing through his torso. The blade sliced his organs open one by one. Even his spine was severed clean through. Retsu didn't even have the strength left to stand up, yet his very last thought was this. This fight taught him a lot. He'd definitely put it to use next time. Before the words even finished, Retsu collapsed completely. The legendary fighter fell in glorious defeat. Up on the stage, Tokugawa's eyes were bloodshot. Fighting back his grief, he announced the result of the match, but the crowd had gone completely silent. Every single person there felt a deep sense of shame. They had witnessed this life or death battle with their own eyes. Yet in the end, Retsu was the only one who died. The victor, Musashi, quietly made his way toward the locker room. Not a single person cheered for him, yet he remained the one-of-a-kind Miyamoto Musashi. Back in the locker room, everyone gathered around Retsu's body. His death hit all of them hard, but none felt it more deeply than Tokugawa. Tokugawa asked everyone if all of this was his fault. Kaku said that was complete nonsense. Fighting and using weapons were all Retsu's own choices. If anyone actually said Tokugawa was wrong, Retsu would probably jump right back up to argue about it. Hearing that, Tokugawa couldn't hold back his tears any longer. If Retsu could somehow come back to life, he'd gladly let him blame him all day long. After everyone else left, Tokugawa went to find Musashi alone. He asked Musashi what he thought of Retsu as an opponent. Musashi thought for a moment, and said this fight was on par with the Battle of Sekigahara. That was the most dangerous battle Musashi had faced in his youth. Surrounded and attacked by a mob of warriors, he couldn't afford to let his guard down for even a second. Every moment he was walking the razor's edge between life and death, never knowing where the next kill shot would come flying from. But Retsu meant even more than that to Musashi. Retsu's fearless spirit in the face of death earned his deepest respect, managing to grip a blade barehanded even after his fist had been sliced open, and Musashi could clearly feel that grip was something far beyond ordinary. Everything Retsu did left Musashi in complete awe. Musashi's words gave Tokugawa a small measure of comfort deep in his heart. Meanwhile, Motobe, who had witnessed Retsu being cut in half with his own eyes, was drowning in guilt. He regretted not being able to protect Retsu when it mattered. But hearing that, Baki's eyes turned sharp in an instant. From what he knew about Motobe's ability, there was simply no way the guy could have protected Retsu. With that said, Baki jumped up on the spot. For this man who kept saying he'd protect him, Baki really wanted to see just how much he was actually worth. But Motobe calmly replied, Baki's bare-knuckle combat ability probably sits around 120 points, while his own unarmed fighting maxes out around 80. But the moment he brought all his weapons into play, his combat power could easily blow past 300. Baki scoffed at that. He told Motobe to go ahead and use everything he had. He'd show this old man just how ridiculous the claim really was. The next second, Baki exploded off the ground and launched himself straight at Motobe. But out of nowhere, a thick cloud of smoke burst right in front of his face. By the time Baki snapped back to his senses, Motobe already had a dagger pressed against his head. That completely deflated Baki. Turns out Motobe had seen this coming all along. He'd had a ninja smoke bomb ready to go ahead of time. That kind of surprise attack tactic was one of Musashi's go-to moves. As far as Motobe was concerned, Baki and the others had no real read on Musashi. Right now, he alone was the one who could stand up to Musashi. What about Yujiro Hanma? Can't he handle it either?